This is regarding quite a lot of things, but I see some of these social media traps and some of these fake spiritualists and also people pressing the idea that they're talking to God and Jesus and stuff. And I'm like, if you have to go on YouTube to hear from God, then you're probably in some problems. They're not helping you. And when they open with, like, you may be suffering this, you may be suffering that, you may be suffering, what they're really doing is they're planting a whole bunch of pains that you don't even necessarily have. And this idea that they're doing a group session, they're advising a group of people. So, I've heard stuff like, oh, your husband may be cheating and stuff like this. This isn't healthy. These people are not getting help. They're being trapped. Now, this is targeted, though, because this one in particular, I've seen her before, and I actually messaged her, and I messaged her again. 6 new videos. It's specifically targeting me, and it's with things that they don't want, which they can't stop, and my ability to see it all, which I was getting into, and I extended this. The point that I'm getting to is also that these criminals are all very serious. It's a surprise to me, but it seems that it started even before '98, and it's attached to a guy named Benny and Jill. And hi, Jilly. Used to call her Silly. And a lot of these people just disappeared altogether. And meanwhile, they're running this in the background with some other people. And Evelyn and the attachment to Starnet and the club. But these are some very bad players within the club. And I think for the most part, if the biker club, the AJ, if they knew what some of their ex members, and that's a funny thing because also every single one of them that's on the bad fence has pretty much been kicked out. And I think it's something to do with what I've discovered, and the connections between this S&M bondage group, Evelyn, but she's connected to all these groups too. Like this guy Dragon, and he run S&M bondage. Had a dungeon in his basement. He was doing security for rave events. Now this is bondage and dark magic weird shit, and this is really serious stuff. A lot of people wouldn't even believe some of the stuff that I've seen and heard of these what they do. Nonetheless, they're all lies. They're not creators. They're the imitators and thieves. And all the benefits they have are coming from good people. They are stealing. They're doing all sorts of. It's really serious, weird stuff. But the Dragon and the group called the Other Side, and they did, like, I ran the bar at one of their events. So I've seen and been exposed to a little more than I wanted to be. And I mean, like a guy with a brick hanging off his nutsack, and he asked for a light beer. I'm like, you really want a light beer? Anyway, it is fucking funny because it's like, oh, this isn't the happiness party I thought it was. Gay party, right? Yeah, no, these people are into not just being hurt. Some of them just enjoy hurting people, and they're judges. There was cops. That Jim James guy, RCMP, that was involved with the Picton thing, and he was much more involved because it was even said that on a call he was heard in the background. So meaning he was showing up there for S&M bondage stuff, coincidentally, that was being recorded and broadcast and sold on Starnet, for fuck's sakes. And the guys that were involved there were coincidentally Evil Lynn as well. And they branched off into, oh, what is that? Shizzle. And so, anyway, and they're into the drug markets and stuff like that too. And one of the characters there, and I'm pretty sure the big tattooed guy, I think that's Randy. Pretty sure, looks like him. Anyway, the thing is, I don't need to prove anything because I'm not out to harm anyone. I never was. And how it was being built up and manufactured to look, coincidentally, the same people that are involved with hurting me have been involved with hurting a lot of people. And the setups that they've been doing are to make other criminals think that the people they want to hurt are a problem for them too. And so it's all bullshit and manufactured. And they got 7 of their guys kicked out of their club, like the president of Kelowna, Hell, and a bunch of others. And the one guy that's in the States, Damon Ryan, uh, he was turned in by his own member. There's one particular person, at least, uh, you know. But here's the thing: that's also the kind of shit they're doing, and some of them I don't think really know it. But some at the upper level maybe figured it out because all of a sudden a bunch of them got kicked out. And it also seems to be related to this. And Evelyn, 100%, Gino Yardenoff, and he's got friends in that group too. And I'm not dropping a bunch of names and stuff. I haven't, and I can. And like I said, it's interconnected to things that started a little earlier, like my ex, Jilly, silly Jilly, and Toffer, and then Hippie, and it intermingles, and Benny, who says he's got nothing to do with it, but every connection comes back to these people, and it's a group, and they practice some very dark magic shit, and their plans, according to some, was the reason they were drugging me and the reason that they were putting cameras in my house is to build up this big backstory. The reason I can't get a hold of people I've been friends with for 20 years is they folded some of them over too. And so some of them are afraid to actually talk to me because they figure maybe I found this out. And what they've done is they've actually constructed a video, and they've filmed things, and they've probably created things, but drugging me with devil's breath was an attempt to really make it bad. And I think that they keep trying to drug me and take me away. Is they're not killing me, so they're still trying to get something. They want to build some kind of story that's really dark and evil. And given what I know about these people, it seems they all seem to have a kick. Like every one of them somehow attached to sex crimes. And I mean really dark criminal stuff like beating, torturing, snuff, and kitty porn. So I don't know what they're up to exactly, but from what I can see, it's never good. It's always lies. And to the fact that they're even now paying, and I haven't figured exactly how it is, but it's they pay YouTube to target their audience, so they know where I am. They put it. They have the videos targeting an age group and an area, and it's very specific. It's probably something like that. But here's the thing, it's targeted to a point where I can see what they're trying to say and do. It's all about mind, and manipulating someone into a darker position so that your mind is stuck in cycles of Satan. And it's easy to get out of them too because you just look at a function of your brain. If it's cycled it more than once, then it's a Satan trap. It's a bullshit trap. It's a psychiatric attack on you. And you just take something that is a good thought in your mind, which is love, and you win with love. So loop something good in your head. It'll bury it. And then eventually what happens is you get your ego out of the way, which is your problem. So love your enemy. Well, love it too, but it is your enemy. It's how they get into your door. Is the empathic person in you is always one to help everyone, including the narcissists, which are the evil ones that find that love is your weakness. And they do use it like a weakness because they use your empath abilities and your, sorrow and wanting to help to get in and fuck you over. And they've done it to me a lot. And right now, it seems to me that they've turned criminals on criminals. And meanwhile, they are working with the crooked RCMP. They have to be because I've reported murders. And I told them I could give you 2 more. One, and I'm not saying Hogan is the one that actually killed Mark Loopy. I know who was involved, and I know he's one of them. And there's 3 people that were involved, and one of them in particular told me they were pissed off at him because they thought he ratted them out. But I know that the story is that this wasn't about him ratting them out. It's most likely because Loopy was also put in with me when they started doing some of the filming and the camera stuff in 1998, 99. And I was living in Jason Horse's old place. And they had cameras set up there. Coincidentally, Evil Lynn was just a block and a half away as well. And they were doing some really disgusting filming of me. They were drugging me. And listen, I drink, or I did, and I was using drugs. But they were spiking my food. They were putting hormone and balancing drugs and stuff. I mean, I'm not gay, okay? They were trying to say I was, and they were drugging me to feel like maybe I was. I wasn't. And whatever they kept trying to do failed. And I mean, they spent 27 years that I pretty sure are easy to even prove. And they couldn't get what they wanted, which was somehow to turn me dark. And they didn't. Now, I've made some mistakes in my life, mostly having some dark people that I thought I could help. But I was a good web designer for the HA. I made their death head in 3D, and it's still the coolest death head. When it's in 3D, it's spinning around. No one fucking can fake that I did this. And it's because I ran the East End site, I did Kelowna and Mission, and I made really good work for them. And I know that they know it was good, and they had to know I wasn't out to fuck them over. But they got members that are doing really bad, dark stuff, and it looks like they kicked them all out. So good for you guys. And I'm not saying they're bad just because their name. I would say maybe there's some of them that are, but here's the world as it is. This whole world is run by Satan. It may be hell itself for a lot of people. And it's within your heart, within your ability. And this is what I'm saying. Everyone has the ability to take the right path, to go to truth and love, including them. And I'm still friends with a couple guys. And I'm not dropping names here, but I will tell you, there are always good people everywhere. And it's not the poor choices that we have made, that's ability to correct things. And why I want to show my story and my movie is because it's a really good example of how evil and dark the trip can get. And I still win. I do win. I've seen me. I died. I only had to die to see the ending. Okay, but I'm back and I'm reborn, and I did win, and I do win, and it's with love and truth. And I'm opening the door to everyone to see this as a win for them too, because if I could go through all that dark shit and they still lose, then there's hope for everyone. And that's the objective with what I'm going to do. I'm taking a bad story and turning it into a good movie. And love and truth win. And all the dark angels of fucking hell, they lose. Anyway, I love you.